All right, now this is part two. I know in part one I didn't say anything about practicing, but that's gonna be your main asset to learning how to rap. You're gonna have to do a lot of practicing. Now, in terms of practice, a lot of people, think of practice as, just but I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's freestyling. You need to get good with freestyling and rapping to yourself. Another good way to do it, just to kind of get a good feel for it, you watch yourself in the mirror, you watch your facial expressions. Uh, I mean, it just kind of helps you with the whole performance of it all. Uh, and when you freestyle, you're gonna always what you gonna mess up. So to really become good at it, you got to learn that when you mess up, you don't want to stop. You need to keep on continually going and going. See, that's the one thing. I mean, if you got to make up words, if you got to hum it, uh any way you can make it to where you can keep on rapping, just do it. I mean, especially when you just freestyle and practicing. Another good way of practicing is battle. Find other people that's good at your craft or does your craft that may not be as good as you are, but at the same time, find other people that you guys can exercise together. And you would always try to beat them out, and they'll try to beat you out. It's like you bring the best out of each other. So ain't nothing wrong with battling. Battling is good for the soul. Is good for the music, and it's good for the person actually producing the music. So you gotta be ready to battle. Um, Now, when it come down to it, you're gonna have to do a lot of networking, like I was saying before. But when networking, you got to know who to network to. Now, if you're talking about uh, getting into the main industry or the entertainment industry, you're gonna have to have a lot of club owners. On your team. I mean, guys that own clubs that actually do numbers in terms of people where you will want to do your shows, which is considered it's a venue. You find your venues. You get in touch with DJs. Get comfortable with speaking to DJs, staying in contact with DJs. When I go out to places and I go into a venue or whatnot. I always tend to take myself directly to the DJ booth, and I mean, even if I don't have anything to say to him, I introduce myself. What's up? I'm Captain Kirk. What's your name? I dig what you're doing. When do you play again? Where do you play? Ask some questions. Get familiar with the DJs. Have the DJs get familiar with you, because at some point in time when you start dropping music, it's the DJs that's gonna get you heard. The DJs is gonna be the ones playing you. You know, most of them they ain't gonna be funny about it. Sometimes you can even put a rush on it. You can slide in $20 and tell him, hey, spend this one time. But you gotta get comfortable with knowing a lot of DJs. Another thing is you gotta get in good with promoters. People, go use the restroom. I see you dancing. People who promote parties. These people actually, they got a fan base already with certain venues. And what you do is you get with these promoters, and you let them know what you're doing. You keep them some material. I mean, because with them throwing parties, at least if you making good music, they will give you a spin. They have the DJ is gonna basically do whatever the promoter is wanting him to do. The DJ is hired by either the club or the promoter. Usually the club hires promoters to get things jumping. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to get a good relationship with some promoters. Marketing, people in the marketing department, which I mean, marketing and promotions kind of go hand in hand. But you want to get good with these kind of people too. These are the kind of people you want in your circle, because they know where your music is going to be most effective when it comes time to getting a good feedback, or even to do numbers, to try to release, to perform in front. You want to deal with these promoters and these people that do marketing, because they know where your music is most needed. So that's That's just for that. Now, when you get to the point where you're making music, consistently, uh, you stand on it. Once you get to that point, you need to really think hard. You really need to think about trying to get you a manager and an attorney, not and or. You need a manager and an attorney, because what happens is when you get to the point that you want to shop your project, when you start sending out these press kits to these major labels, well, they really kind of trash them. Unless you got the right management team or you got the right legal, uh people behind you legally. You gotta have a manager, and you got to have an attorney. That's gonna be a big one, especially when it comes time to shopping your demo and sending out press kits. Make sure you have you a team of people who are professional and know the business. Always, another thing, always, when you go to these studios, sometimes guys might want 100, 150. Sometimes they might say $50. You might not have but $10. This is what I'm going to tell you, just from a professional standpoint. Whatever you can afford, it's always good to pay something. And I mean, you paid him $10, $15, whether he give you a receipt or not. He knows you paid something. You pay something. And I mean, try to work it out with him to where you can get it affordable, where you can pay for it, and he'll be happy with the payment, and you will be able to get the product that you're trying to get service. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to get good with paying for your studio time. And okay, here I come, baby. And get good with paying for your studio time. That's gonna be a big one. Uh, and I'll be back at you here real shortly with some more with some more tips on really how to get it cracking. Good luck and freestyle. Continue to practice. It's not that hard. Uh, uh, JJ, come here. And one more thing, always, when you go to a studio, always have an external hard drive to whether you bringing your beat or you getting it from them. Always have an external hard drive so that you can always have your music when you leave. That way you won't have to worry. And blank CDs. It's good to have a blank CD also, and that's just in case you have a CD player in the car, or uh, you for whatever reason. At least you can leave and you can put your CD in and you can listen to it. I like to have an external and a blank CD to burn my music on when I get done recording, so I can listen to it while I'm riding. Come here, JJ. uh have your song done before you get to the studio. Nobody hates more than an artist that comes in a studio and think they ready to write a rap. You don't want to go to the studio writing. You want your song, if not completely done, you want it done enough to where you really can, the rest of it can finish itself. You don't want to go in the studio with a song that's undone. So keep all of that in mind. Use it, and keep freestyling. Practice. I'm gonna be here. I got your back. You can call me anytime for any of these little points that I'm making. You can call me about it. I'm willing to talk to you, help you if I can. My name is Juan Kirk. They call me Captain Kirk. I've been rapping all my life, and you can reach me at 7704-858-651, or you can reach me by email at chefkirk2003 at yahoo.com. That's chefkirk, CHEFKIRK 2003 at yahoo.com. And hey, let's get it.